can take what you have, multiply it, and multiply it, and multiply it. So you're saying, I don't get it. Because that doesn't work mathematically at all. Because God can take what you have, because God's passion is about meeting people's needs. God's heart throbs at meeting people's needs. God drives to look at the people around you and your life and say, I want to meet needs. God's passion is not theology. God's passion is not doctrine. God's passion is not behavior. God's passion is meeting needs.
Amen.
Theology can meet needs, but the purpose is not theology. The purpose is people's hearts. That's why Jesus said the Sabbath was not made for man, but man for the Sabbath. I'm about meeting people's needs, not about making you fall in line, total line, become a cookie cutter of everyone else, get to some level of, I'm here to meet your needs and to heal your heart. That's what I'm about. Anything else, my friend, starts to distort the power of God, because then it becomes about power. Because then it's, Pastor, I get to tell you what you need to do in life. And I have the power. You need to conform like this. Instead, God says you are all ministers of the gospel, and your passion is to meet needs. But the only way you can do that, my friends, is simple. First of all, it starts with, in the beginning, they went away to be with God. And if you haven't gone away to be with God, you can't meet needs for nobody. You ain't got nothing in you. Somebody came up to me after first service and said, pray for me, I'm so tired. They've got everything going on in their life right now. They've got all kinds of stress stuff going on in their life. You know what I told them? As hard as it is, because I'm right there, crisis happens, we'll put everything into it. You have to stop and take time for yourself to be with God, because you can't do anything unless you've been filled up yourself first. Amen. How many times have you been strung out, running hard, feeling stressed, and finally you stopped and picked up this word and read it, and went, whoa, I suddenly feel recharged again. Why? Because you were with Jesus, and He meets needs way better than you can. Way, way better than you can. You've got to stop and be with Jesus. And here's what happens. After they've eaten and they pick up the scraps left behind, verse 14, when the people saw Him do this miraculous sign, they exclaimed, surely He's a prophet we've been expecting. Because, I mean, who doesn't want free food? I mean, talk about cutting down on your grocery budget. Don't worry about it. Got it taken care of. We're going to use that for something else. When Jesus saw that they were ready to force Him to be their king, when they were ready to force Him to be their king, He slipped away into the hills by Himself. Notice what's going on here. They're ready to exert power to make someone conform to what they want. They're ready to use power in the name of God. This is the prophet that we've been looking for. They're ready to use power. What does Jesus do? He gets away to be with God. Power is not, never been, will never be the answer to spiritual challenges. Political power, emotional power, spiritual power is not the answer. The answer is in God meeting people's needs of their hearts. Jesus was more about, first of all, meeting needs, not about power. And then He was about being with God, not about being in religious power Himself. He says, I've got to go up and be with God, get away from this madness. I've got to go up and get away and be alone with God. Sometimes church and religion can pull us from God. We end up getting so busy and focused on all the stuff that we forget what Jesus kept remembering, which was stop, get away, be alone with God. The heart of God is simply to meet people's needs. And here's the amazingness of it, man. The amazing of it is really simple, is that first God comes and meets your needs, and if your needs haven't been met by God yet, it may be because you're here checking God out and you're skeptical. Good. Be skeptical. Don't embrace your skepticism. Don't make skepticism your God, but be intellectually honest. Be emotionally and spiritually honest. Don't accept stuff just because it's what your parents told you, whether they were atheists, agnostics, Christians, Buddhists, Muslims, Jews, I don't care. Be intellectually honest enough to search, to look. I don't care what religious stripe they come from, Christian or not. Be intellectually honest. Don't throw out God because of your parents, and don't accept God because of your parents.